Hello everyone, my name is Kieran. Welcome to another Manchester United live transfer stream. Tonight we're going to be talking about all the latest Manchester United transfer news. One of the main ones we're talking about is Milan Skriniar to Manchester United, but we won't be just talking about him. We'll be looking at other transfer rumours associated with Manchester United, including the Koulibaly news and also the potential of Marouane Fellaini leaving Manchester United before the end of the January transfer window. All that and more to come, so make sure you stay tuned till the end for all the transfer gossip. And of course, if you guys have any opinions on anything I discuss in tonight's stream and in today's video, please do let me know in the comment section down below. I'm really eager to hear what you guys have to say, because of course this channel is about you guys and I want to hear what you guys have to say. But before we get into it, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And of course, I just want to say as well to all the people that joined me yesterday for this stream, I do apologise. I did try and start this stream, but the internet was just completely messed up. So, unfortunately, I have to start again and do it again. So you probably have heard all of this kind of introduction before. But we're going to get straight into it, and I'm going to give my thoughts on Milan Skriniar, because for me, I think he could potentially be someone who we could pick up in the defence and would make a real difference, and someone who I haven't really talked about on this channel, so I thought I may as well, give my opinions on it. So welcome to the Tactical Show. Thanks for joining Asim. Really appreciate it, mate. Make sure to check out his channel in the description down below, as well as checking out so yeah, make sure you do go check him out. But yeah, let's get straight into the stream. So obviously, it's Milan Skriniar. Now, he's a 23-year-old, obviously playing for Inter Milan. A lot of you guys will know this already because you've done your research, and you will know about Manchester United transfer news. And I think Milan Skriniar, 23 years old, played for Inter Milan over the past few seasons, and has been, is someone who's being touted by Manchester United a lot. Now, I think he could potentially be, someone who we could bring in. I think he's definitely someone who probably more affordable than someone like Koulibaly, but the latest on him is that Luciano Spalletti, obviously the Inter Milan kind of chief executive, whatever it said, has kind of come out and said that actually he does not want to sell Milan Skriniar, and says that Manchester United probably won't be able to get him, which of course, a lot of chief executives say that these days just to kind of put clubs off the scent, but it looks like they're trying to take a very defiant stance, which shows just how good of a player he is and how much of an asset he is to Inter Milan. So, of course, I feel like he could be someone who could fill in for that defensive role. And a few of his attributes, which I've noticed watching him, he's very good on the ball, similar to Victor Lindelof in the fact that he's very good on the ball, likes to make kind of, short passes, and is very good at linking the defence with the forward line. And also is, not afraid to put in a tough tackle. He's very much a tough tackling defender. You'll see, on YouTube and things like that, a lot of his tackles. And, he's someone who, is strong. And when he makes a decision, he usually sticks to it. He's very kind of strong-minded. And I feel like we need someone in that defence who is going to be able to kind of, get the troops together. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the goals we conceded so far are from set pieces, and I think there are definitely, ways we can counteract that, and one of them is having a kind of a leader in that defence, and I think people like De Ligt that have been linked with Manchester United, I do feel like he's probably just a bit too young, to come in and be that calming influence at the back. For me, we need someone who's got experience and someone who's, been there before, done it at a high European level. And Skriniar being 23 years old, I'm not sure whether he'd be my top candidate for the job, to be honest. Obviously, as I said, he's not exactly the most experienced defender that you could find, but ultimately, I think he's someone who we will be considering. He's someone who, has got quality. That is also why, Spalletti is working so hard to try and keep him. So, I mean, I think he'd definitely be one to invest in the future. No doubt about that. I think he's someone who, I don't think we'd be looking at getting straight away, but ultimately, he's someone who, you know, could do the business for us in the future. The Tactical Show says his name says it all, Milan. Yeah, of course, steeped in history, Milan as well. And also he played for Inter Milan, so that's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? Matthew Coyle says, anyone else seen the article saying Mustafi is the modern day Vidic? Well, yeah, I don't agree with that whatsoever. I'm going to be honest. I just don't see that comparison at all. I mean, Mustafi, he's a bit of a liability, I've got to say. I don't know, I don't agree with that article at all, but you know what? People will write whatever they want. Welcome, Juan Mata. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. And guys, please leave a like if you haven't already. I really would appreciate that. But yeah, also, guys, I do apologise for any sort of connection in the piss with transfers. Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's a definite possibility that we won't sign anyone in this transfer window. I think there definitely is a possibility that we won't sign anyone. And I mean, you know, obviously in January it's very, very difficult, especially to get those big deals over the line. But yeah, I feel like there is a definite possibility that we won't sign anyone this January. So I don't know. Talent says, what's happening with the stream? Yeah, I really apologise, guys. I really do apologise. I don't know why it's so laggy. I really do apologise. I don't know what it is about the internet. I'm not sure whether it's Ethernet cable that I'm using, but it really is shocking. So I do apologise, guys. Hopefully, you know, it does sort itself out. Welcome the Red Devil. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Go and check out his channel in the link in the description down below as well. Juan Mata says if we want to compete with City, Director of Football is a must. Well, I think Director of Football is definitely a step that we need to be taking. You know, and I think we will be bringing in someone sooner rather than later. Because ultimately, you know, the problem was but when Sir Alex Ferguson was there, he was able to deal with all the kind of transfers, and he dealt with everything around the club, and he had experience doing that. But you know, with a new manager in, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in, I'm not sure if he has that sort of experience. So we need someone in there, like a director of football, to help out with the scouting and things like that. So I think a director of football would definitely be you know, something that we need to get. I'm not sure who, you know, what names are on the table or anything like that, but I do think there is something which we need to need to bring in. You know, the Red Devil says we need to back Ollie if they're serious about getting top 4. Well, of course, I think this is another thing. You know, we need to back him if he is serious about getting top 4. But yeah, we obviously, you know, money is the key. I think we need to bring in players, especially in the summer. I'm not too sure how pivotal it is to bring in players in January, but definitely in the summer we need to look at investing. Because, you know, ultimately our defence is still very, very shaky, very, very shoddy. So we need to look at that. We need to look at that as something we need to strengthen. Juan Mata says we're miles behind. Look, for me, I don't think we're completely miles behind. For me, I wouldn't say, you know, we're miles behind. I'd say we're closer than we were last season. I mean, last season we did finish second. Let's not forget that. You know, last season we finished second in the league. That's not too bad a placing in my eyes. So ultimately, I don't think we are that far away. I think we do need to spend some money to kind of still elevate ourselves, but ultimately I don't think we are that far away from where we want to be. But of course, it's going to be very, very difficult to compete with the likes of City, who are spending monumental amounts of money right now. The Talent Show says Arsenal's head scout left and he was very good. We must get him alongside the Roma director and the defender, of course. Actually, yeah, I saw that that Arsenal director did leave them, which was very surprising for me. I thought, you know, he'd actually you know, picked up some decent signings. Lucas Torreira, for me, was a brilliant signing he made. You know, I'm not sure where he came from, but it was a brilliant signing because he had a very, very good World Cup, and actually he's been playing really well for Arsenal. So maybe someone like that is someone we need to bring in, and I would definitely welcome someone like that into the team. But yeah, of course, you know, Skriniar, I think, you know, would probably be a decent defender, probably more for the future. But you know what, I feel like, you know, I'd rather someone like Koulibaly, just because of his experience, and, you know, just the fact that, well, yeah, just his experience. And for me, we need a leader in that defence. We need to bring in someone who's going to be able to lead and, you know, kind of direct the defence and give them, you know, give them some sort of, you know, give them some sort of instruction, because right now we're conceding far too much from things like set pieces and things like that. We need someone to come in and, you know, just kind of actually give some order to that back four, because unfortunately we don't have that. Welcome Manchester United Nathan, thanks for joining Nathan, really appreciate it. And guys, if you haven't already, please do leave a like, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And leave your thoughts on any of the stories you've heard, any Man United transfer news, anything like that. Please do leave your thoughts on it. And yeah, Juan Matt says, I've been told even if we get the director, Ed Woodward will finally have a final say on transfers. Yeah, that's the downside, of course, because ultimately Ed Woodward is a very, very good financial man. There's no one, you know, kind of going against that. He's very, very good financially. But ultimately, Ed Woodward is not a football man. He is someone who knows how to get, you know, brand deals and things like that and sponsorship deals. He is someone who can do that. He's not someone who can pick out the best players from around the world. And that is why we need a director of football to have more of a say in the people we bring in, and or at least someone behind the scouting of the players who's got a bit of nous about them, got a bit of an eye for a good player. And unfortunately, you know, I don't think we have that at the moment. But you know, I mean, as Juan Mata said there, you know, a David Gill, someone like that, you know, someone like that who in the past has been so good at kind of scouting the young talent and scouting potential people to come into the side. You know, unfortunately, he's gone now. He left after Sir Alex Ferguson left. So, you know, we have been left with people like Ed Woodward, and the way we've been scouting players hasn't exactly, you know, been that effective. So, yeah, I totally agree. We need to bring in someone else like that. But who that is, I'm not sure. We've been talking a bit about potentially bringing in someone from Leipzig, one of the kind of people who've been, you know, recruiting from RB Leipzig, and he has done a very, very good job, of course, because, you know, the meteoric rise of Leipzig. I mean, it was a club that only was formed in 2009, and now look at it. So I do think a director of football is the way we need to go. But of course, I'm not too sure about the kind of names we need to bring in. But yeah. But I will be moving on to other kind of transfer gossip and things like that I want to discuss. Obviously, Skriniar news, yes, I'll agree with you, it's a bit tenuous, but I just wanted to give my take on it because it's a player which I haven't really discussed on this channel that much, so I thought just do a video and give my thoughts on if he'd be the right signing for Manchester United to make as a defender. I'm not sure, I don't think he's going to be coming in January. In fact, I'm not too confident we're realistically going to sign anyone in January of any note. But I think potentially in the summer, you could be looking at someone like a Skriniar, but we'll have to wait and see. Welcome, Rodney. Thanks for joining, pal. Really appreciate it. Good evening. Please do go and check out Rodney's channel as well in the description down below. Really, really good stuff. So make sure you check that out. The Tactical Show says, and you're not going to believe us, we're going to win the league, 6 in a row. I love the positivity, Tactical Show. I love the positivity at him. Obviously, you know, 6 wins in a row, absolutely buzzing. If you guys want to go check out my match review for that Spurs game as well, make sure you check it out. It's up on the channel right now. Nathan says we need to get a very big defender. And I think that's where, for me, I would probably rather someone like Koulibaly coming into Manchester United. And, you know, there has... I mean, I would like to say there's been some more movement on his transfer, but unfortunately, there's not too much to report with Koulibaly, to be honest with you. He's a player who, you know, definitely is on the lips of a lot of United fans, especially me included. But I think, unfortunately, with Koulibaly, his price tag is just ridiculous. I think the Napoli owners are wanting over 100 million for him. Now, I'm not too sure whether he's going to have the kind of Van Dijk effect, if you like. And if we are going to pay 100 million for a player, especially a defender, they have to come in and hit the ground running straight away and fit into that team seamlessly, especially for 100 million. Juan says he would take the Saudi owners. I'm not sure about that. But of course they'd bring the financial element, but I don't know. Nathan says we need to get Rossi back. Well, he's obviously training with the Manchester United squad at the moment. So, you know, obviously former United player. Great to see him back in the training ground, but he won't be joining United. Just kind of getting fit and things like that. And we're kind of facilitating that at our training ground. Juan Matt says if Ed Woodward keeps dealing with transfers, we'll never win the league. He couldn't pay 5 million on Perisic and 10 million on Alexandro. Yeah, and you know what I mean. Those sort of stingy things aren't great. I'm going to be honest. they don't please me, to be honest. I think, especially with Perisic, I thought Perisic was a player that I would really love to bring in. I thought Perisic, would have really fit the mould that Jose Mourinho was creating. Kind of a tall, fast, kind of physical winger. I thought Jose Mourinho would love that, and it was clear by the comments that Mourinho was making in the summer when Perisic was playing in the World Cup of how well he was doing, that it was clear Jose Mourinho wanted to bring him in. So it was frustrating when he didn't come through the door. But ultimately, that transfer's passed, and I don't think we are going to have any chance of bringing in Perisic anytime soon. But one player that I've heard rumours about this week is Marouane Fellaini. Now, of course, we don't like to speak badly upon the god of football himself, but it has been reported that Marouane Fellaini potentially will be packing his bags in January and moving. And, I will be sad to see him go. I will be sad to see him go. Produced so many memorable moments for Manchester United. Just recently, scoring the late winner against Young Boys. Just a brilliant footballer. I mean, I tell you what, people like Zidane were looking up to this kid. But anyway, obviously Fellaini potentially might be leaving Manchester United in January. I've heard a lot of rumours about Fellaini obviously not being happy with Jose Mourinho leaving the club. I think a lot of United fans would recognise that Fellaini was one of Mourinho's kind of go-to men, and in some cases, you've got to say it did work. Bringing Fellaini off the bench against Juventus, whether some United fans will like it or not. I thought Fellaini actually did really well coming off the bench, and he did make an impact. Not a lot of people will kind of mention that or kind of admit that, but I thought Fellaini coming off the pitch against Juventus was a masterstroke. And I think he has made some really important moments for our season this season. If you look back, so ultimately, I think if Fellaini was to leave, I would be a bit sad. I'd be empty inside. He's a great character to have. He seems like a nice guy as well. But of course, I think especially with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coming in, I don't see Fellaini realistically getting back into the side. So ultimately, I feel like Fellaini will be leaving at some point. I don't think I think it's a very slim possibility that Fellaini will be leaving in January, but I think he's not going to be at Manchester United at the start of next season. That is my prediction. I don't see it, especially with the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer just keeps Fellaini on the bench. I don't see him, staying at United much longer. Of course, you guys might have a different opinion. Juan Mata said, I'm going to call you Mata from now, if that's all right. He says, but these players are quick on the ball. Jose will play attacking with them. That is, I don't know about that. Who knows about that? I mean, obviously, these sort of players obviously are quick on the ball, but I don't know. I don't know. I think, look, with the Jose Mourinho thing, there was definitely something, the way we were playing, I feel like was definitely a lot to do with the fact that he didn't have the players that he wanted to. That was very, very clear. And the players that we did bring in, weren't the players that he wanted himself. It was the players that the club wanted. Alexis Sanchez, Fred, for me as well, I don't think was a Jose Mourinho signing. So I feel like if Jose Mourinho wanted those players and he felt like he could play quick football with those players, I think we'd be able to do that. But, we'll never know. We'll never know, will we, guys? We'll never know. Roddy said, what, the football god? Yeah, I know. The football god himself, mate. The football god himself. As I say, if I was to announce that he was leaving the club, I'd say it with a very heavy heart. And Ronnie also reckons no one's leaving. I think definitely in January that could be a very high possibility as well. Matthew says Fellaini can have my kids. Well, there you go. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, you can deal with that. Natalia says Fellaini can have Liverpool's title on his way out too. If Fellaini was able to score a last-minute winner against Liverpool to beat them to the title, or I don't even want to say let Man City have the title, but you know what? You know what I mean. If Fellaini could stop Liverpool from winning the title, I think we'd have to name him. Give him the keys to the city. Name him the God of Manchester. Put a statue of him next to the Holy Trinity outside Old Trafford. Welcome Matthew Jones. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Make sure you check out United Fan Focus in the description down below. Also, while I'm giving a few shout outs, make sure you check out Angelino Red's new channel. New to the YouTube. Someone who who you might have seen in the live chat. Make sure you go and check him out. There's a top link in the description down below. New to Manchester United YouTube, so make sure you go check him out. And I will be doing some collaborations with him in the not too distant future. Speaking of YouTube channels, Jesse Lingard's now got a new YouTube channel, so there you go. I don't know what he doesn't need shouts out from me. He doesn't need my charity, but you know, if you want to go check out Lingard's channel, I don't have a link for him, but I'm sure you probably know about it already. Matthew Jones says, I still have faith in Bailly and Lindelof. Look, I think Bailly and Lindelof would still be a decent partnership. I think Eric Bailly, yes, a lot of people are saying he's very, very rash, but actually I think he's got a lot to offer. I think he's still one of our best defenders, so I would love to see a partnership between Bailly and Lindelof. So ultimately, you know, I still have faith in that partnership. What I'm saying is that when one of those players gets injured, Calamity Jones comes in, you know, or Mike Smalling, and are they good enough realistically to be in a defence, a title contending defence? I'm not too sure. You might have a different opinion, but I don't think so. So that's why I feel like bringing in another defender probably, you know, would be a good idea. Someone to just shore up that defence. Yeah, well, I agree with the tactical show. I just saw your comment now. I agree with what you say there. Matthew Jones says, Bailly is ready to come back at the game of the weekend. Well, yeah, hopefully he does get back into the side ahead of Phil Jones. I'd love to see Eric Bailly back in the side, to be honest with you, because he's a character. He's another character. Man United Nathan says, I'm new to the YouTube game. Well, you know, strap yourself in, because there's a lot of YouTube to be watched out there, and thank you for watching this little corner of the internet here. So you know, thanks. I'm grateful to have you, and I'm grateful to be part of your game, if you like. Matter says, if Ole doesn't get the job, I'd go for Jardim, because he's good with young players and he wouldn't mind not spending big. But will we get him? Jardim. He's one of those one of the managers, you know, on the shortlist, which doesn't really get talked about that often. I've got to say, the main candidates, the prime suspects, are Pochettino and Zidane. Not many other people talk about Jardim, and I mean, his managerial record at Monaco, you know, didn't kind of set the world alight, but he was very good at developing young players. Having said that, is developing young players realistically the criteria we're going to kind of assess on the manager we want at this club? Yes, obviously, developing young players is a central value to this club, but ultimately, you know, for me, I want a manager who can get results, and can Jardim do that? I don't know, guys. I don't know. For me, I wouldn't be too confident. I think, as I said, probably quite good at developing young players. We've seen, you know, Anthony Martial come through the academy, and the other, you know, Monaco young players come through as well. But would, you know, I feel like, you know, he can become our youth coach. You know, if he's good at developing young players, stick him in the under 23s. That's what I'll say. Tyler Show says Poch is on the is on the list for me still. Obviously, look, we beat Pochettino. The question is, of course, would he do better with more money in his pocket? We saw that, you know, in the summer, he's definitely getting frustrated with the lack of money being put into Spurs and the lack of money he has to spend. And you know, you can see the fact he's getting very frustrated with that. And potentially, you might see it at Manchester United. You know, it's an opportunity which doesn't come round. Pochettino might see an opportunity that doesn't come around, you know, that often. It's kind of maybe a once or twice in a career opportunity to manage for Manchester United, which, whilst I'll admit, is definitely not the you know, the best, kind of the best in terms of quality club in the world. It is definitely the biggest club in the world in terms of revenue, in terms of, you know, sponsorship deals, in terms of, you know, the global pull that Manchester United brings in. It's probably one of the most pressure jobs in the world of sport, and you know, Pochettino might see that opportunity and go, you know what, this sort of opportunity doesn't come around that often, so he might want to take it. And I feel like if the money was right, I think he would take it. As that old game show, the price is right. The price is right. If the price is right, he wins the car. Rolly says, I still listen to the United Sam, but I just haven't contacted them. busy building the podcast and live streaming again on Sundays. Well, yeah, as he said there, make sure you go check it out. Really, really good stuff. And as I said, I really enjoy, doing the podcast as well. So if you haven't already, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? Make sure you go check them out in the link in the description down below, as well as all the other channels that I really do recommend in the description down below. Help them and help us build a community on here as well. Ronnie also says Jardim was good, but everyone is in love with the B-list manager. Look, that's what I'm saying. Is Jardim's credibility, pedigree, and what he's done in the past, is that good enough for Manchester United? I think developing youth products is brilliant, but ultimately, I think that's still on his CV. If I was looking at his CV, I'd go, interesting. And then I look at Pochettino's CV, and I'd be like, that's interesting. I look at Zidane's CV, and I'd go, that's pretty good. You've actually won some stuff. But it says here that you had cheat codes on. So that one would go. And to be honest with you guys, I don't know where I was going with that. To be honest with you guys, I'm not sure. That's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to get out with that. I have no clue who would be the best manager for Manchester United. If I had to take a stab in the dark, I'd probably go with Pochettino. But that would be an absolute stab in the dark, I've got to say. Because ultimately, they've all got their positives, but they've all got their negatives as well. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Honestly, I should just stick to talking. I shouldn't try and do those little skits. Anyway, Matt says, look at the Monaco squad in 2017. He'd done well with them. Also, he's more tactical than Poch. He won against Pep in the Champions League 2 seasons ago. Yeah. Look, I mean, I'm not doubting that he did decently with Monaco. You know, Monaco were a team which, whilst probably money rich, weren't exactly quality rich in terms of players. And I think he did do well with that Monaco side, but I don't know. I just want to see a bit more from him. I just want to see a bit more from him. Talshow said 2 seasons ago he left Monaco in the bottom 3. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm just not confident with him. Matt says, okay, what if Allegri was available? Would any of you want him if he was available? You see, Allegri, I feel like would do the same thing as Mourinho. I feel like he's just very, very similar manager to Mourinho. Definitely he'd be able to get our team playing a lot stronger defensively. I think, especially with what he's doing at Juventus, he's doing very, very well. Ultimately, again, why would he want to move from Juventus to Manchester United? For me, I would see that as a step down for him. Why would he want to move to Manchester United? I'm not sure. Again, unless the money's right, unless the price is right, I'm not sure. Talkshow says Jose is the best CV for a manager, and look at him now. True, but I feel like it could have gone a lot different. That's all I'm saying. Don't attack me. Don't set the dogs on me just yet. I'm just saying it could have gone a lot different for him. Talkshow says Allegri's boring. To be fair, he's boring with a lot of medals round his neck. He's got a lot of medals round his neck and in his trophy cabinet. So, look, I don't mind if he's boring. He can be as boring as he wants. He can be, as boring as watching paint dry. I don't care. But if whilst watching paint dry, I keep getting given medals, I don't care. Anyway, guys, please do leave a like as well if you haven't already. Really do appreciate it. And thank you for your support. Roy says next week, Red Hill Weekly. I mean, I'm not sure whether you're referring to coming on the podcast, but I should be available next week. Actually, no, I might not be. If you're referring to recording on Thursday, I don't think I'll be available because I'm actually I think I'm babysitting on that day, so I won't be available in the evening, which is unfortunate. Because to be honest with you, I'm not too keen on doing it. But you know what? I have to do it. Bit of cash. So yeah, of course, that's what I'll be doing basically. So if you are thinking about recording the podcast next week on Thursday, then I do apologise. I probably won't be able to make it because it's also parents' evening as well. My final parents' evening as a student as well. So there you go. Eddie Howe. Matt has mentioned the Eddie Howe word. Look, Eddie Howe, I'm sorry, he's not good enough. End of discussion. End of discussion. Eddie Howe is not good enough. Talshow says, I do United bigger. Bigger than that. That's my opinion. Interesting. So you say that actually United would be a step up for Allegri. That is very interesting. That is interesting. Interesting. Talshow says, what year are you in? Well, I am currently 17 years old. So nearly 18, but currently 17 years old. So maybe that'll give you an insight as to what year I'm in. Basically the last year of sixth form college, and next year I'll be taking this show on the road as I go to university. So, you know, we'll be going to a different place, be reporting from a different place. So there you go. Ronnie agrees. He says Eddie Howe long way down the list. Yeah, I mean he's so long down the list. You need bloody binoculars to see where he is on that list. I'm sorry, but so many United fans, you know, want Eddie Howe to come in, and I don't understand it. I really don't understand the attraction with Eddie Howe. He's done okay with his Bournemouth side. Okay, he's done all right. I don't understand why everyone thinks when he comes to Manchester United he'll be some sort of phenomenon. I don't understand that whatsoever. You know, I commend him for what he's done with Bournemouth, because in reality Bournemouth should be a relegation candidate. But actually Bournemouth are now an established mid-table side in the league. So I've got to commend him for what he's doing on that front. But ultimately, I don't see him coming to Manchester United, and I don't want him to come to Manchester United, to be honest with you. You're in your last year of secondary, Asim. Decent. So I guess you're about, what, 16 years old? That's kind of cool. Matt says, which man do you guys want? I don't want Eddie Howe. People in the United stand want him. Well, that just shows, doesn't it? I'm not going to comment on that. Anyway, as I said, I could not answer that question. I really could not answer that question. My answer to that question would be a complete stab in the dark. Welcome, Max. Welcome to stream, mate. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Please go check out his channel as well in the description down below. Really good stuff. I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, Max. So thanks for joining us. And yeah, you know, please leave a like as well if you aren't already. Also, please do subscribe. We're closing in on 530 subscribers. So please do anything that you guys can do, whether that's liking, sharing, subscribing, anything that you guys can do to share the channel. Please do. I really appreciate it. But yeah, look, transfer news. I think we've kind of covered it. You know, I've given my thoughts on Skriniar. I think he'd be a decent signing potentially in the future. I don't think we are going to bring in anyone in January. I'm going to make that bold prediction. And also Fellaini. Fellaini is someone who's been talked about. Will he stay or will he go? I don't think he's going to leave in January, but I think there's a definite possibility that he is going to leave in the summer. Also, just a quick note, I may as well, you know, say it now. Scott McTominay rumours. Rumours that Scott McTominay may be, you know, going out on loan. I think I've heard there's a few clubs interested in signing Scott McTominay. So, what are your thoughts on that? Would you loan out Scott McTominay? Would you guys welcome the loan of Scott McTominay? For me, I don't see him having too much kind of of a place in the Man United first team. Please let me know, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Welcome, Man United fans. Dan, thanks for joining. Max Worth says, I love Solskjaer at the moment, but these next 2 months will decide whether he deserves to stay. We beat Spurs, but we did really rely on De Gea a lot. So Defenso, again, you know, it's these fine margins in games, of course, and I think that's why we do need to strengthen our defence. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done fantastically since he's come into Manchester United. He's definitely surpassed my expectations. But of course, I do agree there's still a long way to go. I think we do need to see how he does for the rest of the season. But I wish the best of luck. I wish the best of luck to him. Wish the best of luck. Mata says, is more chance of me winning £300 every week on Bet365 than us signing anyone if I was going to bet. You know what? It's sad, but I am leaning that way. Definitely leaning that way. Max says we can't just afford to let in silly goals because of our players like Phil Jones caught flat-footed. Silly goals. And to be honest, a lot of them are definitely silly goals. Set pieces. Conceding from set pieces is a real bugbear of mine. Honestly, it's so frustrating because, you know, you've had time before the ball is kicked to set up your defence. If you get caught out by a set piece, it's ridiculous. Ronnie says, makes no sense if Fellaini leaves. Honestly, I would hate it if Fellaini was to leave, but I don't see him being here at the end of the season. I honestly don't. But yeah, you know what, guys? I'm going to read the last few comments and I'm probably going to wrap this up, to be honest. I'm going to wrap this up. I think we have, come to a natural conclusion of the discussion, which I have really enjoyed. Max says Ollie's completely transformed us. Now, here's something which I'm not sure I'm 100% convinced on. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we're playing some brilliant football at the moment. But I feel like he's just kind of freed up some players. Pogba, I feel like he's got a much freer role in the team. Marcus Rashford, I don't know what he's feeding Rashford because he's banging in goals for fun right now. And he's playing with a lot of confidence. But the defence, I would say, has actually got weaker since Mourinho has left. And I'm not sure if you guys will agree with that. But for me, I think actually Mourinho, defensively, was probably a lot better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, I'm not sure whether you guys agree with that or not. But I feel like actually, our defense under our defense under under Mourinho is actually a lot stronger, because Mourinho is much more concerned with it. So that's, I would say definitely we're playing a lot more attractive style of football. We're winning games away from home. We're beating the likes of Spurs as well. So ultimately, I think to say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer completely transformed us, I don't know. Welcome, Dazza. Thanks for joining, mate. Really appreciate it. Please go check out his channel as well. Really, really good stuff. Please do leave a like, guys. That'd be really much appreciated. Can we hit 10 likes on the stream? That'd be absolutely fantastic if we could. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. So I've really, really enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on what you think about all the transfer news we've discussed. Let me know your thoughts. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support, guys. Really appreciate it. Please do leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And just want to say welcome to Asian Gamer. Thanks for joining, mate. I do apologise. We're just about to end. But thanks for joining, Asian Gamer. Really appreciate it. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you have just joined, please do leave your thoughts in the comment section down below on everything we've discussed in the stream. Anyway, thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one.